What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm here with the 2024 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. So shout out to Toyota, they gave me this for a week, and today I'm going to give you a full review on this 2024 Tundra. Now I did mention this is a TRD Pro, so this is the one meant for off-roading. So let's take a walk around it real quick. And this color right here is new for 2024. It's called Terra, as in terracotta, meaning dirt, off-road, so it goes together with what its built purpose is made for. So, big TRD Pro written on the back. Got the nice 18-inch wheels, BBS forged alloys or aluminum. A lot of black accents, but we're about to get into all that in just a moment here. You can see the big red springs down there, the leaf springs. And this one is lifted about 2.4 inches higher than your standard Tundra. So yeah, we're working with some real machinery right here. So race car friends, he's interested in one of these. He loves Toyota trucks, so this one's for you. And also shout out to the rest of the men in culture. Got Blueprint 1LE, 100 Game Nate. Go check out their channels. And before you leave the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and browse the channel. Let's jump into it. Here we got the key, and this key is actually smaller than my GR Corolla key. Same key, but mine has like a GR sticker on the back. And I thought we were missing the feature with the automatic start, but to do so, you gotta press lock twice, and then hold it for a third time until it starts up. So the MSRP for this Tundra is $72,130. This one does have a couple extra accessories on it. Like we got these running boards down here. That was $645. We got a bed step in the back. That's $424. Actually comes with the dash cams for $499. This TRD Pro lettering back here, that's actually $160. We got the chrome bumper letters up front, and that was $99. We got a couple different ways we can let the tailgate down. So we can do it with the key fob, hold the button, powers down. So let's walk up in here. Got Tundra even on the top of there, so when you tailgating, people know what you're driving, even though they can't see the bumper with the big TRD Pro on it. So coming up in here, we got LED lighting, got rubberized floors up in here, and we got a lot of hooks for all your hauling needs. We got an outlet back here, so if you're the type of person that use your truck for work, which I know a lot of y'all do, you got the outlet power back here. So you're gonna have to lift the tailgate back up manually. This car is also able to tow. You got you a tow hook on there, 11,175 pounds. So we can haul a huge boat in there, hauling yachts with that. And check out the black chrome tailpipes back here. I like the touch of that. We have a 5.5 foot long bed back here for all your hauling needs. And your maximum payload capacity is going to be 1,600 pounds. Also, we got this lighting back here. So once you park in the dark, this will illuminate the area surrounding you. And you see we also got these cameras up in here, so if you do have a trailer to haul, this is going to make this a piece of cake. Like somebody like me could haul a trailer. So I am not a truck person. I've only owned one truck out of all my cars, which is like over 25, and this would make hauling a cinch, and I'll show you that later on in the video. And take a look at these fenders. You can notice like some kind of camouflage design in here, and this truck is like for the American market. You know our American people love camouflage on their trucks, so Toyota did us a favor from the factory. And it's black, but you'll see that theme throughout this vehicle. We got the 18-inch rims with their forged aluminum BBSs. Those are meant for off-road duties. So gas cap on the driver's side, got to release that from inside. Got a gas door right here. Pop it open. If you need to fuel up, which you might need to do at some point. There you go. Moving on to the back seat. See in the door, we got some nice leather stitching coming on back here. Ample room for storage back here. Got a room for 2 bottles down here. Something else can go up here. Door handle. Got a couple speakers in the door. This does have a 12 speaker JBL audio. Got the rugged floor mats down here. Around here the weather's about to get nasty, so these all-weather floor mats will come in handy. Very spacious back here. Let me hop back up in here and see how I fit. And looking at the seats, I mentioned before we got that camouflage thing going on throughout the whole truck, so that's a unique, interesting feature they have on here. Leather seats. Use this running board to get up in. So I'm gonna have ample space. Like the headroom is actually kind of tight up here. I'm only 6 feet, so my head is kind of close to it for being in the back seat. But if I sit all the way back, I got like 2 or 3 inches of head space. Also a couple more cup holders up here. Now let's take a look up under the hood, see what we got power in this animal. Yes, hood struts. So the powertrain that we have for this is a 3.4 liter V6 turbocharged and it's hybridized. So we got combustion engine, we got electric, and we got turbos on here. Total horsepower is going to be 437 at 5,200 RPM, and the pound-feet of torque is going to be 583 at 2,400 RPM. And this is going to give you about 50 more horsepower over the lesser engine. So this is the iForce Max. The iForce Max denotes that it's a hybrid, and you can also get this without the hybrid. But this model, the TRD Pro, this is what we're rolling with. You got to get another Tundra for that powertrain. The EPA rates this Tundra at 18 city, 20 on the highway, 19 combined. I'm seeing less than that, but however, I did see my best MPGs was about 19 yesterday. But for the majority of it, I'm seeing like 15, 16 overall, and that's driving the eco mode. We'll get to that later. Let's hear what this exhaust note sounds like. I personally love this. This is a fantastic sounding V6. It's a little grumbly. I'll let you be the judge of that. So let's get in the driver's seat and take a look around. Notice this, we got more stitching on the door, carry over from the back seat. More padded armrest, more storage in the door, same as the rear seat. We got 2 settings for memory seats and to fold the mirrors should you please to do so. Looking up here, we got aluminum brake pedals, and these seats got the TRD Pro stitched in them. Nice touch to it. More of the camouflage coming through here. Also have red stitching. Let's hop up here. These heated seats get toasty. Even on the lowest setting, I find myself turning it off after a while. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but these heated seats get hot, especially when you got it all the way up to the max. These seats are more so on the firm side, but they're good seats. No complaints about them at all. They are heated, cool. So up front we have ample storage. This is our wireless charger up here, but we have storage below that. 2 more cup holders. Then we got a cubby in the middle for the armrest. This can slide back so you can see you got more power outlets. You got a USB-A, USB-C down there, and this compartment up here. You can store some coins or whatnot, what you want to. And then there's a deep pocket down there, so you can also close that and open it back up. You got room for a whole lot of things down there. Oh, and scratch that coin thing. They actually got coin slots in here. I haven't seen those in a while in any vehicle. And looking up to the sky, we got a panoramic sunroof. It's a huge glass window. I like it. Had it open the whole time. And as far as outward visibility, you can see whatever you want to. You stick yourself out there. Forward visibility is great. Side is great. We got big windows. And even the back window, you can roll that huge window down. In the center of our ceiling, we got LED lights. And this is where we control our back window glass and the sunroof up here. If you want to open it, slide the cover over it. And we can roll the back window down. The whole thing rolls down. It's not one touch though, so you got to hold it. And it is a rear defroster on there. Also behind the mirror, we got your built-in dash cam that we pay for as an accessory. Also have a 12-speaker JBL audio system with a subwoofer, and it does have bass in it. And we also got a speaker in the A-pillar in the center up there along the side. I did notice some rattles with the bass turned all the way up. I prefer bass-heavy music, and I always turn it all the way up. So I had to tone it down some. Our steering wheel and our shifter have a red stripe in it, no Jamaican lager. So we have our volume controls down here. I found this to be pretty functional. So I do have a Corolla as well, and this button is tiny, the power and the skip buttons, which are on the opposite side. This is nice and large and much easier to use in here. So all these steering wheel controls are quite good. On the right side, you have our cruise control buttons, like how far you want to follow, your lane keep assist, cruise control activated, cancel it, and resume, set, and increase in decel. So the cluster is going to be controlled by these buttons, left, right, up, down, and OK to push it in, and the back button here. So that's going to control everything you see on here. And it is a lot of items in these menus. So you can go from your fuel economy, navigation, see whatever the music is. You can see your trip distance, and you got settings. There's a lot of settings in here, and I personally don't care for it. With this many settings, I would prefer that to be in the infotainment system. We have this huge 14-inch display, and everything on here is so fluid. Huge, beautiful screen, but it's kind of a bummer to control like most of your settings that are in the cluster it's exclusively through the cluster. So if I want to change some of the options on here, like you set up your trailer through the cluster up here, I think that would be, for a screen this beautiful and this large, I think that would be better off in the infotainment screen as opposed to the cluster. And then to activate these settings, you got to hold the button to get into the menu. And while you're driving, like some of these might not be available. So yeah, you can do so much in here. Like, you can check your trailer. You can even set up a trailer in here. So I set up a horse trailer with a gooseneck. Let's set up one real fast. Add a trailer. What type? Add a new trailer. Let's do a cargo. What's the hitch type? We'll do a conventional ball hitch. Length, auto, let's keep it on that. Axles, let's say we got 2 or more. Brake type, I don't even know what this means, but if you got a trailer, I hope you do. So let's just choose the second one. And you can save that trailer. And this cluster is customizable. You can customize what's on the right side by holding the OK button. What kind of information you want to see on there? You want to see the boost gauge. You want to see the pitch and roll. That's more so for off-roading. Gotta hold it again to get there. You want to see your tow gauges. There we go on the right side. So we got the turbo, which is the I-Force, and we got the max, which is the electric part of the hybrid. Also, this is where you turn on all your lane keep assist, your park assist, your blind spot monitoring. That's all activated through the cluster. Like I said, I would prefer that to be elsewhere, like in the infotainment screen. You got 2 settings in here. You got regular settings and vehicle settings. Like, it's a lot to customize in here. You can change the units, the speed meter. I personally found this turn-by-turn navigation an annoying pop-up. Just riding with my kids, I got like an infinite playlist. So sometimes explicit music comes on and I keep it on the audio so I can see what song is coming up. And the turn-by-turn navigation kept popping up, so I would turn that off. You can also change the speedometer up in here. You can do digital, which I have it in. You can do analog. You can do digital and analog, but I think it looks the best on digital. So showing the history of my recent trips, says the previous best was 16.9, but yesterday I swear it was 19. It was like 19 even, and you can see the numbers are much lower than what the EPA of 18 city is. So yeah, there's that. So you do have onboard navigation in here. I know some people care about that. So we got onboard navigation. I would recommend like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. That's the way. I think that's like the most brilliant feature of any car, Android Auto and CarPlay. Even though they have their native settings here, where if you don't have an Android, well, I don't think you have a choice these days, but should you have like a Windows phone, which I don't know who has those, or something else is not Apple or Android based, you do have native navigation here. You can change a couple settings in here, but like I said, it's nothing too elaborate. Like, you can customize the vehicle, just like the lights when they turn off, how you want the doors to unlock. Do you want the seat to slide back when you exit? What's under climate? AC mode with auto. So it's not a whole lot here. Like I said, I would prefer to have all this cluster stuff in the infotainment center. You got all these physical buttons for our HVAC controls, heated seats, ventilated seats, turn the power off. Got the front defrost, rear defrost, AC, circulation, those buttons where you want to direct the heat. Dual climate, you can sync it if you want to. And you got toggle switches to turn the temperature up and down. So I think these are very tactile, great button feel, easy to use. And we also have more physical buttons. Got our hazard lights, traction control off if you want to. Still haven't figured out what this does. You backing up or what? And we got our trailer button right here, which you gotta have your 5th wheel equipped. So it gave us a pop-up in the cluster. Like I told y'all, these, I don't know, I feel like these shouldn't be married like that. I feel like it should be in the infotainment screen. And then we also have our camera button right here. So these cameras on here, this is probably the greatest feature of this truck, how brilliant these cameras work. So we got 360 cameras on here, and it looks like wizardry, but what they do is like stitch the picture together with all 4 cameras. You got them under the mirrors on the side, one in the front and the grill, and you got one in the rear. But they're able to make these images using that. You can customize the vehicle here. You can choose whatever color you want to. Terra is not an option on here, but this is a press fleet, pre-production vehicle, so I don't know if they might have it added in at some point on the regular vehicle. So you can change the view of the camera. You can change it from looking at the total vehicle and what's around you. And if I were near somebody, you would see them, but this is the actual parking lot that we're looking at, like the broken up ground. That's what we're seeing. And you can change it to look at the tailgate camera that I showed you all earlier. So it's just going around in circles. You can pause it if you need be, But to get the actual functional use of the rear view camera, you need to actually put the vehicle in reverse. So we got our standard gear selector, moving on back. So we got what's behind us on the left and the 360 camera on the right. So this thing works very well. Like at home when I had all these cars crammed up in the driveway, this camera came and it was so useful. So we can change a few settings here with the camera. This is looking what's in front of us, which is very useful because this is a big vehicle. Might not know when you're about to hit a wall. And you can also do this. This is more so for trailering. It'll look better if you had a trailer behind you. So this camera looks to be looking at the curb if you're about to scrape the curb or not. So that could come in useful. You can also look at this top-down view, which would also come through useful. That's what I was talking about, the stitching to get this. Like, what kind of wizardry is that? It's just camera magic with the video processing. You can look at what's behind you. And then this is the trailer view we have down there. But I'll just keep it at the standard what's behind me. You can take a look and see what we got in our trunk back there in our payload area. And then we can turn the 360 surround off should we please to do so. I find it very useful. You can change the crosshairs or whatever, the dynamic lines if you want to when you change the steering wheel. And these graphics are like super fluid. Like I haven't seen the screen this fluid with rear view cameras ever. I used to work on that as a job before. And you can turn the center lines off. This auto camera, I'll get to that once we start driving. It is neat when you don't have navigation on, or if you don't care what's playing on the screen. Like when you pull up to an intersection, it'll switch over to the camera. So if you don't want to be in the crosswalk, it'll change over. So I find that useful. And this is one of your off-road cameras. I haven't used it because I haven't gone off-road. Shame on me. You also have your pitch levels down here. So we have some more buttons to the left of the steering wheel. And this is the lights that I showed y'all in the back of the bed. Like when the doors open, do you want that light to turn on or not? I like that to happen when the doors come on. It's got our automatic bright lights, fuel door, the brightness, the trip odometer, some more parking sensor features. You have a heated steering wheel, and I haven't been able to get this TRD Pro light bar. I think I have to be in like an actual rock crawling mode to use that. But this heated steering wheel feels nice. This steering wheel in general feels nice. So you can get like the ultimate grip. So if you look at it, it's like perforated. So like if you're doing off-road things, you don't want to lose grip. This steering wheel is perfect for that. Like this is really purpose built for that. And just normal driving, I found it to be fine as well. It's a little one, it's not soft, but it gets the job done. So here we have our transfer case. We can do 2-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low. You just push this button in and you slide it. I've been driving in 2-wheel drive high, so I haven't had the need for 4-wheel drive at all. So we can do our drive modes here. You select your quadrants. You can do like sport mode, eco, and normal. Then we can go to our towing and haul modes, which I haven't used, so I haven't towed or hauled anything. But you just rotate the dial, and it goes up to the cluster. You can choose what you want to haul, what you want to tow. Then we have this MTS button down here. The cluster just told me it's unavailable in 2-wheel drive high, so must be our. Let's go to 4-wheel drive high, see what happens. Forgot in trucks to get into 4-wheel drive high, you have to move it forward a little bit. So I was sitting here parked, put it in drive, drove forward like 5 feet. And now we're in 4-wheel drive high. So now we should be able to activate MTS mode here. And the only thing I see was this light up here, illuminate. So this MTS button is a multi-terrain select system, which regulates wheel spin by automatically adjusting the engine throttle and brakes, helping improve traction. And next to that, we also have this crawl control over here. Once you're on some steep grading, crawling over rocks, that's when you would use that setting. But for me, normally, I've been driving in normal. I've been choosing between normal, eco, and sport mode. This wireless charger's been pretty good. I was able to go from like 62% to 75% in 35 minutes, and that was while using navigation. So that is pretty good in my opinion. I've never seen a wireless charging system where the phone kind of like stands up like that, but it didn't move at all. So we got rubber grip behind here. I don't know why they don't have this on the Corolla, because my phone just slides all out of there. And in here, I thought it would be sliding around, but it doesn't. So it's pretty good. Then we got like a little bar on the side to hold the phone in place so it doesn't. All right, let's spin a few blocks in the 2024 Tundra TRD Pro. Great graphics on the cluster. We're gonna start off in eco mode. Let's be off. You can see the max screen. If you feather the accelerator, you can use like full battery power. Kind of hard to do, but I've seen it a few times. Very rocky pavement, like I'm off-roading over here. Look at this bumpy road. This truck was made for it. Don't have to worry about potholes at all with these big beefy tires on here. Got sidewall for light years. Taking it easy. Like I love the engine sound that this thing makes. Sounds pretty good. But let's crank it up a little bit. Let's go to normal mode. It will get a little bit aggressive with the throttle response. Brake feel. The brakes on here are a little inconsistent to me. Like, it's not a progressive feel. Like, sometimes I'll hit the brakes and it'll be too hard, and I'm like, oh my God, it's kind of hard to get the natural progression of how firmly I need to touch the brakes. And the pedal sometimes feels a little weird, so that's different. I'm not used to that. Got some pickup though. Pin me to the cushion. And that's just normal mode. See how it takes this little curve. This is definitely not a sport truck. You might want to step into the TRD Sport if you want more sporty handling, because this is not the one for that. This is a purpose-built off-road vehicle. Man, God, car seat smacked me in the back of the head. Yeah. See, I had to press the brakes hard to stop. This is a 6,000. It's a little bit more than 6,000 pounds, so definitely need some stopping force to pull this vehicle to a complete stop. So I've been able to do about 191 miles in mixed driving. Did a little highway drive a couple times, and that took me down to about a half tank of gas at 2,000 miles even. Let's go down here, see how it is. More bumpy road. It's pretty quiet in here. You do hear some road noise. The road noise isn't too bad, but the road noise is going to be coming from the tires. You got these all-terrain tires, so they're just louder in general. But the sound deadening is pretty good in here. And the music, the JBL audio, it sounds quite nice in here as well. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. All right, now let's crank it up to sport mode. Rotate the knob to the right. Oh, the throttle response is much more snappier. And this does have a 10-speed auto. I'm flooring it, waiting for things to happen. So the takeoff on here, I know this isn't a sports car, and it's not meant to be like a takeoff like a bat out of hell, but sometimes it'll pin you to the cushion. I just haven't noticed, like, it's not consistent. Like, I have to find out the sweet spot to where it does. From a takeoff it will, but like when you're already in motion, like, I don't know if it's hunting for the gear, but it doesn't go. Like, say for now, let me just floor it. Like with this amount of power, I should have been all up on them, but I assume that's gonna come from the tuning of an off-road vehicle. Like, you don't need straight line power. This is strictly tuned for torque for off-road, how you're gonna be crawling over the rocks or the different types of myriads of off-road adventures. Man, that takeoff was, woo, you can feel all that torque. Yeah, let's see what it's like merging onto the highway. Can we merge on without being dangerously too slow? Let's find out. Oh, we're already up to speed, cruising, doing all right. Oh crap, we're doing more than all right. We're doing over the speed. All right. Test out this adaptive cruise control real quick. Now this one isn't keeping you between the lines, but you gotta steer, and it'll keep its distance from who's in front of you. Like, it doesn't want me to tailgate this BMW, and I keep having to adjust that. So I want to be able to tailgate as close as possible so it doesn't give that much following room, and it does its job well. The lane keep assist, this thing's been yelling at me a whole lot as I've been going over my lines more than I thought I have, man, because this thing vibrates at me like a lot while I'm driving it. This truck is a behemoth. You can definitely tell this has an off-road suspension. I feel like little micro bounces in here on this pavement. Normally it's all right though if you don't notice it, but the only reason I can feel it now is because I got this camera sitting literally right on my face. Otherwise it would be a whole lot less noticeable. Take this off ramp right here. So we definitely gonna have to do the recommended speed limit. I would not take this thing at double the speed. This is a lifted truck. Like, this is not the sporting intention truck at all. This is like an all-terrain. You on the drive in that grass over there, this will excel at that. Pull some trees out the ground, do well at that too. But as far as like handling, like, it's not even bad at handling. That's just not its forte. And if you're driving and want to see what's going on behind you, you can do that as well. I think that's a nifty feature to have that camera back there. So I'll just turn the camera on auto. That's what I had it on before, getting used to it. I found that very useful, and it'll demonstrate itself in just a moment here. Like, once you come to an intersection and come into a complete stop, it'll let you know, it'll let you see in front of you and other angles as well. This thing got some get up. So like it did right there, coming to an intersection, it'll bring the camera on, showing your surroundings. I think that's a nifty feature. At this point, I want to turn it off because I gotten used to it. Pulling up to this red light, watch the camera activate. There we go. And now, it's funny how it's distorted on the end, and we got the top-down view as well. But if it actually had a solid white line on here, we can see where it is. Actually, I can see the crosswalk, so you can pull up as far as you need to without going over that line. Because it's hard to see where the front of this car is, sitting up so high. And then once you pull off, go auto cancel, go to a black screen for like 1 second, back to your previous screen. You can look at the MPGs and how we've been driving. It's 10.6 miles per gallon. I'm hoping this fuel economy does improve, maybe an over-the-air update to the TCM or ECM. So I don't know if there's, because this is a pre-production video, maybe it's not at its final software version yet, or the current software level as a production vehicle would be. So there's room for improvement. So over-the-air updates, that's going to be the future. If we complain about things that we don't like, Toyota can work on it. Boom, send a firmware update, and we're good to go. One of the things I noticed about driving this truck, the turning radius, or the amount of turning inputs that I have to put in, it's almost like driving a bus. I kind of gotta do one of these a few times to make my right turns. So it's easy to switch into 4-wheel drive mode while you're just driving. I just press the button in and switch to 4-wheel high. You're able to do it. I believe 4-wheel drive low on some of the older vehicles. I don't know if it's like outdated information I'm about to give, but sometimes you have to go like very slow to get in 4-wheel drive low. But now that we got 4-wheel drive high, let's see how we pull in sport mode. Still about the same. Maybe from a standstill we'll do better. This transmission is pretty well tuned as well. I haven't noticed any like hard shifts, jarring shift, or the transmission just searching for what gear to go in. It just always goes into the right gear. But sometimes when you want to just dart out, it does lag with the downshift. But like I said, this is not this vehicle's intent. All right, let's see that we're in 4-wheel drive. How we take off. Not a whole lot better. See what this turning radius be like. Can I bust a Yui up in here? Can Kiwi bust a Yui? Not even close. We had to try though. At least a try, right? that's going to wrap up my review on the 2024 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. And this thing has been amazing to own for the last week. Out of all the full-size trucks, this is the one that I would buy because I think it is very attractive, has a lot of nice features, does everything so well, and it's got the hybrid powertrain, which I hope improves over time. But they're all full-size trucks, so dealing with the aerodynamics, you're not going to be that efficient just because you can't beat physics in that regard. So if you got any more questions about it, drop a comment, let me know. So with that being said, I'm Q checking out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.